Do you like my shirt?
It is cute.
I'm repping my husband. He literally texted me right before this and was like, "Hey babe, it's May." And I was like, "You'll never believe what I have on." It is IndyCar month, you guys. If anyone doesn't know, my husband and his family take IndyCar very seriously. The Indy 500 is like their D-Day. Like it is their favorite day of the year.
Not D-Day.
They live for the Indy 500, and so I have been indoctrinated as wife, and so I'm representing my husband, and I think he'll be very proud of me.
I'm very proud of you for repping the cause.
Hello, hi.
Hi.
Hi. I'm excited to
At
be back at it.
four. Yeah.
At four. How has your week been? How was your weekend?
What did I do? I don't even know what I did this past weekend. I'm sure I did a bunch of random shit like I
You had a
always
lot
do.
of plans.
I did, and I already forgot what they were.
Been there. It's because we've had a busy week. It was launch week. We
Girl.
both, I feel like, it's been busy.
It was launch week. It's been, and I think like an incredible launch week. First of all, I want to start by saying thank you to so many people. I'm feeling so grateful and honestly humbled. I got calls from people that I haven't heard from in years that were like, "Oh my God, you two are so much fun. You're so funny to listen to." That they're just like genuinely enjoying it, and it's just so nice to hear all this love and outpour of support for what we're doing. It's just thank you. You guys are just awesome. I really appreciate it.
100%. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. CJ and I both have been working really hard on this and we wanted it to be fun and we've wanted to do this for a really long time. So to have all of the support, it's like, I can't tell you how much it truly means to us. We're so excited to be doing this. TY, thank you so much.
Yeah. Some people haven't been as nice, which honestly, like, do you? Some of y'all are really coming for us.
Us? They're not coming for us, boo. They're coming for me.
They're coming for you mostly. So, to be specific, we posted sort of an introductory thing for those that aren't familiar. We posted this introductory thing of just like at the end of episode 1, we talk about our political differences, sort of what that means, and we had some really real, raw conversations. And we just posted like a 30-second snippet of that, and a lot of people had some feelings about that. First of all, I want to say you all are totally entitled to those feelings. You feel how you feel. That is your opinion, and you are entitled to that. And I am nobody to tell you you're not allowed to have that opinion. But some of y'all are like nasty and rude. Like, does your mother know you talk like that? Because 2 sentences into that, my mother would have taken a bar of soap and I would have been chewing on dial by now. I want to know how you feel about it. What are your thoughts? What has the experience been like on your end?
So I've thought a lot about how I want to address this. I've gone over this in my head a million times. And, you know, there's 2 different groups of people that I feel like I'm talking to here. The first group, the people who commented and said, "Hey, I watched the whole thing. I watched your entire response and I still have questions. I still don't understand how you could vote for him and love your cousin so much. Please help me understand." You guys, great. Let's have the conversation. I'm so happy to divulge. This is why we started this podcast in the first place. I am so happy to engage in that conversation. Okay? But the others, y'all, I wanted to handle this with grace. I did. And I was like, I'm going to treat these people like human beings because they are. But some of y'all are cuckoo AF. Okay? And the people that were like, you don't love your cousin. You want your cousin to die. Like, he deserves a better new family. Honestly, fuck all of y'all. For real. I'm not talking to you guys because there's no reasoning with people like you. And you guys, if my mama saw your comments, you guys, my mom,
She is a mama
not
bear.
only, she is, not
mom is a
only
mama
would
bear.
she would be devastated because my mom poured her heart and soul into CJ his entire life and helped raise him and probably loves him more than she loves me. Okay. But if she saw those, she would verbally eviscerate you so severely that I promise you, you'd want to go home and live with your Trump supporting parents. But let's talk to the other group because I do have things I would like to say to them.
Before we do that, I think you bring up some good points. And I first want to say I am so proud of you for not taking it personal, kind of protecting your peace a little bit, and being pathetic and hearing those people out and you feel how you feel. I think that's really admirable. And I want to commend you on that. I don't think that's something, I don't want to sweep that under the rug.
Thanks.
I am very proud of you. I think that says a lot about your emotional maturity and your ability to handle that with grace. And I agree, some of y'all are being extreme. And what it tells me, you didn't watch it. If you would have taken the time to actually watch the segment, it's at the end of the first episode at around the 40-some minute mark. I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you and empower you to go and watch it. See if that helps give you some context. If you don't want to, that's fine. That's your prerogative. You don't have to. But as we talked about in episode 3, having an actual informed opinion and watching the whole thing instead of clips is where you benefit the most. And I think another point that you made is really valid is those people did watch it. And they got a better understanding, and it was very obvious who those people are that watched it because the tone was very different. And even if they didn't agree, I want to shout out to y'all because it still felt very different than the people saying some really hateful things. But that's the internet. The internet's going to internet. And to be honest with you, you're entitled to that opinion. I slept fine last night.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I'm very open about a lot of my political opinions. And I always say, if you want to have a conversation, I am so more than happy to do that. So that being said, let's have that conversation. So the number one question that I saw, which I thought was incredibly fair, was why did you vote for somebody who was aiming to take rights away, human rights away from a person that you love so much? That was the blanket question across the board. And so I think it's really important to dive in. Like, do I think I owe people an answer of why I voted the way I voted? No, but I think it will help not only CJ, probably, but it'll also help you maybe understand your family members that voted for him as well. First things first, I want to make it incredibly clear. I am not a MAGA girly by any stretch of the imagination, you guys. I'm not.
I agree. I have never felt that you were this MAGA person. The picture that people often have in their minds of the red hats, I'll say that, that is not you. I've never thought that was you. That's not your mom.
Right. So I want to make that incredibly clear. I do not like Donald Trump. I don't like him. But guess what? I also didn't like Kamala. I hated Biden. So when we were given these two choices, you guys, it's not like we have all of these amazing choices in a bipartisan democracy. We don't. Okay. And I understand you all feel very, very strongly about Donald Trump. Okay. Like, I get it. I had the last 4 years, which has put all of us in financial disarray. Okay. Or I had Donald Trump, who had all of these grandiose plans to fix the United States financially and put us in a better place in that sense. Okay. So yes, when I was thinking about my vote, and a lot of people accuse me of being selfish in this because I voted very fiscally this time around, I wanted to make sure that I was securing a good future for my husband and potentially our future children. Like, yeah, guys, my focus is my immediate family, my day to day. My husband and our future come before everything and everyone else. And if it makes me selfish to have voted because of that, then call me selfish. And I would expect CJ and his partner to do the same thing for their lives and themselves. I would never expect him to put me and let's say maybe, and even though I know he supports pro-choice, but if he wasn't, I wouldn't expect him to put that specific vote down for me. I would never expect that. If everything else about the candidate was, and again, that's not necessarily Donald Trump, but if everything else about the candidate benefited CJ in a way that made his life better, but maybe didn't benefit me for that one thing, I wouldn't hold that against him.
I think that makes sense. My therapist always the same thing. Before you take care of anyone else, you have to take care of yourself, because if you can't take care of yourself, then it will affect you mentally, which has downstream effects of being able to care about other things. You have to feel secure in your own mind so that you could be the best version of yourself to be able to move yourself forward. My therapist and I actually talked this week about what we talked about here. She actually thought it was very, very healthy to be able to go outside of that comfort zone. So I don't think it's selfish. But again, other people may not feel that way, and that's fine.
And maybe that is the more conservative side of me. Maybe it is. Maybe because I am not so focused on the masses as I am on my husband, myself, and our future. Okay, so there's one piece of that puzzle. The second piece, Donald Trump over and over and over has said he supported the gays. He does not want to take away gay marriage, right? And I want to point back to some earlier times, like back in 2010, he openly said he did not support gay marriage. But guess what, you guys? So did Obama and so did Biden. So did every political figure at that time. Obama had said over and over that he's only supported civil unions. He had a hard time with gay marriage, and he eventually did put that into law. Point being said is a lot of those politicians have changed their tune over the last 10 to 15 years, okay? Trump included. So when I am making this vote and I hear him saying over and over again that he supports the gay community, you guys, he has outwardly gay members in his administration. So sue me if I didn't immediately go, okay, this man's going to take away all of my cousin's rights. I went based off of what he was campaigning on. Now, am I concerned about some of his judiciary appointments? Abso-fucking-lutely. Not just for CJ, but for myself as a woman, maybe my daughter down the road, 110% am I concerned. Absolutely. And I think a lot of you have very fair reasons to feel some of that fear. Okay. And here's the thing. If, God forbid, some of those rights are truly being taken away, I will be the first person holding CJ's hand at a goddamn protest in front of the White House. I will be the first person there if I am proven wrong. I pray to God that I am not, but I will be there with my tail between my legs. But here's the thing, y'all. I will not let TikTok or a bunch of people, A, try and tell me that I don't love one of the most important people in my life, B, or try and bully me into saying that I regret my vote. Because truth be told, I don't. Not yet. Not yet. And once I do, I will be the first person to admit it.
I think that's really mature to even say that you're willing to admit that you felt wrong, whatever that means to you. I'm not going to shut you out. We talked about that in the first episode. Go watch it to get more context. People change their minds all the time. That is the good thing about free will, is that we're allowed to do that. I've changed my mind about many things. Where you stand in your convictions is where you stand in your convictions. That's totally fine. But to be able to hear you say that I will be holding your hand and I will never change my mind on that because my love and support for you is bigger than any of that, it's nice to hear. And I think people need to understand that and lead with a little empathy. That's what we are missing in this polarized, toxic, either black and white, yes or no, right or wrong world, is that there's no empathy and there's no, let me have a conversation with someone. Let me listen. Let me listen. Some of y'all need to listen before you speak to how people feel. And understand that there's a gray area. At the end of the day, it's not affecting me. You have your opinion. Right. But with that, I am grateful.
I genuinely appreciate the feedback. I appreciate the conversation. And guys, if you want to be kind and you want to have a conversation and maybe you want to understand your family members more, feel free to DM me. I will have that conversation with you. I am a person just like you. There is a human being on the other side of your phone. And I promise if you come to me with respect, I will give you respect back and I will give you as much information as I can.
And that's what we should all be doing. Being able to just be open to have conversations, being uncomfortable with being uncomfortable.
Let's move on. Politics is so heavy. Yeah, I want to talk about Your Friends and Neighbors so bad because when I tell you I haven't binged something so hard, so fast, and so long, it is one of the better scripted shows that I have seen in a very long time. If you're not watching it, please watch it. Okay, I'm going to paint the picture for you guys. So Jon Hamm plays this very wealthy hedge fund manager, okay? And his wife cheats on him with a best friend. His life's kind of falling apart. He loses his job. He suddenly becomes very poor and he starts stealing from all of his neighbors in his very, very rich neighborhood. And it's kind of just how all that unfolds.
It turns to petty crime of his friends living in this wealthy ass neighborhood. It's so fucking funny. And there's all these little moments. One of the things that makes me absolutely cackle is when he's driving his really expensive car and all of a sudden his trunk just pops open because it was hit by his daughter's boyfriend. It just gets me every time.
He plays this character so well, and it's one of those shows where it makes you feel really bad for him because his wife cheated on him with his best friend, who, by the way, is a super hot retired NBA player, like just as wealthy. And Jon Hamm, like, gets kicked out of his own house after his wife cheats on him. The whole thing, like, makes you feel really bad for him. And then, of course, as the story unfolds, like, you start to kind of feel differently. I don't want to give it away for anyone. But the character he plays, when he punches his daughter's boyfriend in the gonads for calling him sir. Oh, well, it was also after he caught them having sex, but he called him sir. So right in the gonads.
I was going to say, was that before or after that he caught them fucking in his house?
Oh my God. Drama. Oh my gosh. If you're not watching it, like, please. I want to divulge more, but I don't want to give it away for you guys.
The first 30 seconds of the show, I'm not giving anything away, he wakes up in a pool of blood in this giant rich foyer and then ends up falling into the pool outside. He's clearly disoriented. He has no idea how he got here. And I need to know what happened. I think it's so funny. He's like, I know where everyone is because I'm supposed to be at the same event, this big tennis tournament that his daughter's playing in. So he chose not to watch his daughter play tennis because he needed to go steal expensive watches from one of his friends' places because he knew they wouldn't be home. And like the doors are unlocked, and the way that he plays it off, cops show up to the door. It's like, who is here? It's the middle of the night, and like he pretends to live there, and it's the epitome of like, rich male white privilege.
Mm-hmm.
Wild.
It is so good. You know what I find to be the most interesting part of the show, though, and I think this just might be my obsession with luxury goods and not being able to afford them, is the description. So he basically describes the items that he's stealing. He describes an Hermes bag, for example, all the different watches and the astronomical cost behind them. I find that to be very interesting. I've done a lot of research on these products after his descriptions. Like, I had no idea that some of these watches that look like normal fucking watches to me are like upwards of $75,000 to $150,000 a pop.
Wild. I can't even imagine money like that. Like, what?
Same.
That's like more than a lot of people's salaries.
I am such a spender. You know how they say, like, making more money doesn't make you better with money? I would need a financial advisor to be like following me around if I had that kind of money. If I had that kind of money, though, you guys would be in so much trouble. Ugh, I would be so well dressed.
I mean, you dress pretty well. If you all follow her on TikTok, you would know you've got some pretty good style.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. If I could spend whatever I wanted on clothes, it would be done for all of you bitches. Like, I would be at the top from a style standpoint. Seriously, you can't give me that kind of laxity.
Everybody looks good in a little Dolce. Or Gucci. My favorite is, I'm a Gucci girl myself. Speaking of TV shows, and I just have to get this off my chest. I know you haven't watched it yet, but I just need to say it for the general public. The Last of Us. This season, okay, I'm just going to tell you, episode 2, I have not felt that much emotion from a television show since Game of Thrones. I sat straight up in bed when I watched it, screamed, and had to go walk around my apartment and collect myself. I'm not going to say anything else beyond that. Episode 2.
Was your emotion fear?
Oh my God. The whole episode is intense. It's just, oh my God, what else is happening? What else? Like, it's just that over and over again. But then the last, like,
someone edit that. Someone edit it, please. Edit that exactly how I just imagined it.
Oh my God, that's definitely going on TikTok. That's definitely going on TikTok. Doing
oh my
most.
God,
She is doing
so
the most.
inappropriate.
Okay, And then the last 10 minutes of it, it yanks. It's just, I can't even begin.
CJ, please, for God's
What?
sake, stop giving them content to play with. Oh my God. Wait till you see that
Whatever.
back. That entire minute and a half, wait till you see it back. But this is why I don't want to watch it. The other day, I literally told you I don't want to watch it because I get scared and it gives me anxiety and I have to watch it in the middle of the day. I can't be walking around the house at 10 p.m. trying to come down from a show.
Well, watch it. I don't know what else to tell you. You need to watch it.
I get scared. No, but you won't shut up about it. And if it makes you stop texting me about it, I will watch it. Maybe.
I also want to play the video game now. I have a few friends that have like started the video game and they're all like, holy shit, this is really good. Because I'm a gamer. I love video games. I've been playing video games nonstop. We can talk all day. Let's talk about it online. I need a new video game because I got over Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, which I revisited after 15 years. So, yeah.
Really? Did you finish you guys? The amount of times CJ would just send me videos of his amusement parks and like break down the details of this fake amusement park that he made. Like, oh my gosh, inside there's like a museum and then there's an elevator here. And this roller coaster does this and has all these characters inside of it. And I'm like, what?
I spent a lot of time on planes. It's a great way to pass the time. It's good. To answer your question, I never finished it because it is an older game and it only allows you a certain amount of memory. I am this close to finishing everything that I want to do, and now the game crashes because I've reached the memory limit.
No.
I'm pissed off and I'm boycotting and I put it down and my park isn't finished, and I have to tell you, it bothers me. Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, whoever owns this fucking game, I need you to update it for today. Like, period. I need to finish this fucking park.
I need you to finish
These
it
are
too.
first world
Otherwise,
problems.
I will never hear the end of it. But I do want you to finish it because you have put hours and hours and hours and hours into that park.
I haven't even opened it yet, and there have been no guests to experience this lovely thing that I have built for them.
You didn't even get to let the little people in?
I can't even open it now. There's so much memory used. If I open it and like 10 little peeps come through, crash.
I never really got into games. I only like Sims because I wanted to make them have sex. And then if it took me too long to get them to have sex, I stopped playing.
The Sims is an iconic classic game. Not only is they called it Woohoo, so funny. Everybody that played that game definitely put somebody in the pool and definitely took the ladder out to get themselves a tombstone to watch the ghost walk around. Don't play. Y'all know you did that. We all did. And to see the like evolution of Mortimer and Beth Goth and their daughter, and it was just a great storyline. And I had all the expansion packs, like college and all of it.
I don't even know all that. I literally would open up, be like, who can I get to fuck? And then I would go to the next couple. Who can I get to fuck? And then, I don't know, I was very curious as a child. Speaking of fucking, my transitions today are not great, but honestly, I don't hate them.
I don't know. That's a
you
pretty good
watching?
one. I don't know what you're going to say, but go off.
Are you watching Love Hotel, the new Bravo show with the Housewives?
Yes. So I watched the first episode because Joey is a Bravo ho and sat down and watched this. Oh my God. Okay, you first. You first. Go off.
Okay. So it has 4 of my favorite housewives. It's Ashley, Giselle, Luann, and Shannon Beador. And they basically, I can't even remember what they said. It was like, let's put the wife back in housewife because they're all divorced. And it's basically like bachelor style dating for these women. And when I tell you I was hooked in the first 5 minutes, I've never had a show bait me so fucking fast. Okay? It is so genius. Whoever came up with this concept, 10 out of 10.
I mean, I'm not the biggest reality fan, but it did capture my attention. And I remember so I've not watched all the franchises. I remember Luann. Definitely remember Shannon and all the drama that she went through. I know of the other 2 women, but I don't really know their backstory. Joey tells me one is super cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. And then the men that they got to, I guess, live in this house with them. I think they're living in a house, but
It's a hotel.
It's a hotel, and it is. It's this hotel in Mexico, and it is just some of these men. What did you sign up for? And you know who's really showing who she is Shannon. I have always thought Shannon. I don't think she's crazy. I think something is. It's the wires are kind of crossed. There's some sort of not like a tick, but there's something. We need to untangle you a little bit in there because you're not quite right. Respectfully.
Shannon is so fucking funny. Like she honestly, like, she reminds me of Mom a little bit, don't you think? Like, her personality. But her first date with Earl. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, Earl is made for her.
I totally agree. But okay, Earl's story, his wife passed of cancer 5 years ago. He got emotional talking about her. And what I really love, and because Shannon just wants love. Shannon, like, all she wants is to have like true partnership with somebody, and she hasn't really had that, and her marriage was terrible, and her last man, oh my god, if you know, you know. And Earl basically was just like, I know what real love is, and I know what real partnership is, and I just want that again. And and she just really was drawn to him, and I just think Earl is so sweet, and what a like sweet soul. If I was Earl's late wife, I would haunt the living fucking daylights out of him. I would not let him go on a dating show. You ever think
You're
about
insane. No,
I am insane.
If I were to die, I would want my partner to go and be happy. What is wrong with you?
I don't. No, I always tell Connor, I'll haunt you. Do not go find someone else. I'm not a jealous girl, but I do feel I would be jealous in the afterlife because I'm dead. Like, you can't compete with someone who's alive. So I'm just going to have to, I'll either haunt her or I'm going to haunt Connor.
The internet is going to eat this one up. Also, my calves. The calves are calving. Okay, sorry.
I know. You guys thought I was selfish before.
Y'all, she's not really this selfish. Like, Gina's actually
I'm kidding.
Quite a selfless person. She's really not. However, in this moment.
I'm joking a little bit. But love Earl.
Yeah. The only thing that really sticks out in my mind is how fucking drunk that Shannon and Earl got. And they seem to have a good time, which I love that for her. But I was like, classic Shannon.
I was just going to say, because, like, she loves to drink, but, like, her whole healing thing was supposed to be drinking less. And then she told Earl that she had, like, a hard year, that she had drank and drive.
Yeah, she was so open about her.
And then she got so fucked up. Oh, no, but it's really good. Do you know who I think? So Giselle, that woman is the most stunning fucking woman I have ever seen in my entire life. Her face card is a 10 out of 10. That woman is fucking gorgeous. I've heard Luann is like striking in person. She just has very harsh masculine features, and she's so tall. She's so fit. Like, Luann could fuck somebody up. She'd been to jail, right?
I was going to say, wait till the men find out that she went to jail. She is hard knock life for us. You could be fucking around with women in jail. Teresa, Jen Shaw, jail. These women, it's hard in these streets.
I know. I'm waiting for her to divulge that. I wonder if she will. Or, like, how have none of these men done any research on them? Do you think they, like, let them know who the housewives were before, like, the men got there?
I think they probably tell them that they're housewives on Bravo, but I don't see them being like, ooh, I got to sit down and watch Salt Lake tonight. Those men do not give me diehard housewives vibes.
One of those men is not a straight man. What is his name? I have to look it up.
I have questions. I can't make a full assessment yet, but I do have questions.
Men on Love Hotel. I believe it's Nicholas. I'll put his face up on the screen so that we can confirm it if I have his name wrong. Sorry for real Nicholas, but I believe that's his name. That man, there's a reason that man is still single. And it's because he likes men. That's my opinion.
She said what she said, and she's going to die on that hill. I don't know if you're watching Seth Rogen's new show, The Studio.
Yes. I watched a couple episodes.
Shot incredibly well. Another great scripted series. The amount of celebrities on that show and like people that are really big in Hollywood, I was like, my God, who is not in this show? Anyway, The reason I'm bringing it up is because I want to talk about Zac Efron and give him his redemption. We've talked previous on the show about Zac Efron's face and his filler and what the hell did you do. In episode 4 of this show, Zac Efron has returned and he's hot. Mustache daddy, I'm here for it. What? I had to do a double take. I was like, oh, the face is back.
He does look so much better. I don't know if he got all of his stuff like dissolved after the public scrutiny he received specifically on the Opinionated podcast. But he does look so much better, and I do feel that we owe him a public apology. So we are sorry, Zach. Oh, it's May, which I've been so excited to chat with you about this. So this month in Orlando, this month in Orlando, Epic Universe is opening at Universal, and they have a whole How to Train Your Dragon area, and the live action is coming out. Are you freaking the fuck out? Like, you're the biggest How to Train Your Dragon fan I know.
Yeah. So if you have never watched this franchise, it's been around for quite some time. There's 3 movies. You need to watch this. It is so good. It is so good. It's so good. I am freaking out. I cannot wait for this movie. I will be there opening day. From what I've seen, the live action, I am very impressed because I was worried. Don't be doing Toothless like that. You be fucking up this dragon, I'll be fucking up you up. You can't get that wrong. Do not play a Sonic the Hedgehog on me. It needed to be well done, and from what I've seen, it's pretty good. I can't wait. I'm like gagging.
I imagine they intentionally did that release right around when the park was opening because the park is about to open. Did you see Connor and Tanner's venture at Epic Universe at like the preview day from Love on the Spectrum?
Yes. Oh my God. So our favorites, Connor and Tanner, the whole sum of my heart. It is so sweet. I think my favorite, y'all know I'm a big Connor fan, like stan me some Connor. To hear him get on his platform and sit at his kitchen table wearing his How to Train Your Dragon t-shirt and talk about how he was overcoming his fear of like, people in costumes and people dressing up in these characters, especially in animated series. He was like, I've done it and it was very hard, but I did it. And for those of you who don't know, he talks openly about this. It comes from when he was a kid. This guy dressed up as a sandwich from Jersey Mike's was following him around. Autism or not, that would freak me the fuck out. This giant sandwich is following me around like, back up. No, let us hold the lettuce and tomato. Get away from me.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
That would traumatize any child for sure.
Yeah, so he's overcoming this fear. And then to watch this video of him reluctantly and slowly going up to Toothless and actually touching his snouts, whatever. It's just so cute. You need to go to his Instagram or TikTok and watch this video. It is so, yeah. I'm so proud of our Love on the Spectrum boys. They're just fantastic. I love them so much.
Can we also, like, who is running their social media? Because they are doing a fantastic job. Oh my God.
Yes. I don't know who's running it, if it's family or if they've got managers or something, but their social is good. Back to the Epic Universe. I want to go so badly. When I come to visit you, we're going. I need you to just know that that's happening. But what they've done with this park, and you and I have talked about this, like Universal as a whole, when it comes to their theme parks, they're not Disney, right?
Right. Except for Harry Potter World. They like they put their entire kit and caboodle into that shit. But yes, for the most part, Universal is known to be like equate version of Disney.
Yeah. And so like one of the things that's really cool is they're using robots for these dragons in terms of like they look so real. They're walking around the park. They have the big Toothless and some other ones, and they have like the baby ones. You guys should look it up on social. It's very well done. And then another thing that I was gooped, gagged, and beguiled about is they have flying dragons. They're actually dressing drones up as dragons and they're flying around. I need to go to this park. I need this experience. I need to see a Nightshade in real life.
They had to have recruited some Imagineers. They had to have. Universal has never done any. They had to have like, they stole them, they locked them up somewhere and forced them to create this park because Universal, and don't get me wrong, Harry Potter world is very, very cool, but I definitely think they miss Disney is known for their details, and that is something that I've always found that Harry Potter world, and as a huge Harry Potter fan, Connor and I go all the time, we always feel some of the details were missed. Who did they kidnap from Disney? Because I've heard that it's absolutely freaking incredible. They have spent, I don't know how much, I imagine a fuck ton of money, more money than they've ever spent on any park. I've heard only great things. I can't wait to go visit, but I am going to need some of the lines to die down before I go. So we'll have to go in the winter.
Yeah, totally agree. And I want to see Harry Potter World in Orlando. I've not done that. We have one here in Los Angeles, but it's tiny, tiny, tiny comparatively. And I've done that a few times. It's been really cool. I went at Christmas one year. It was really, really cool. But I want to see that. I want to ride the train. You can't ride the train here.
Yeah. No, it is very cool. It's Connor and I's favorite place to go spend a weekend. We typically don't like to go with people, especially if people don't like Harry Potter as much as we do, because we're like little kids. We touch everything. I pick up every item in the store. I put on the robes. We play with wands in the store. We geek out there. So that would be so fun, just because I know that you and Joey would geek out with us and be part of the nerddom. So we'll do that.
Joey is a massive Harry Potter fan. I don't care what anyone says. It is a Christmas movie. When it comes out at the holiday time, I put all 7 on while I'm cooking or whatever, it's background. It goes up there with Home Alone. And
it's a Christmas watch for sure.
Yes, it holds up. I'm kind of excited for the TV show too. They just released some of the cast for the show, and I'm intrigued. I think who they're having to play Miss McGonagall, I think, is going to be a good fit. I don't know about the other ones, but who's going to play Harry? That is a character that you have to hold up to.
Yeah, I'm curious to see, but also okay. So when you go to the park, right? They do the whole wand picking thing, they do that whole where they pick a child out of the crowd. I have a qualm, and I have maybe an unpopular opinion. Stop picking fucking kids that didn't grow up with Harry Potter. Every time this 10-year-old gets picked before me, I get so pissed. This kid doesn't even have an inkling of what Harry Potter actually is. I guarantee you this little brat didn't read the books. I guarantee you that. Connor's you got to stop getting mad. You're a 30-year-old woman. No, I will never stop getting mad. And the problem with the show coming out is that the kids are going to grow up with it. And then I really don't have a reason to get mad anymore.
But it won't be the same. It'll be, Diet Harry Potter. That's just the way it goes. Yeah. Harry Potter World, we're going. Epic Universe. We're riding dragons.
I love it. One thing about me is I think Disney adults are a little weird, but I will turn into one when I'm there. I'm happy to just really dive into the whole experience. So I'm very excited. Are you ready to move on to I Need Your Opinion?
We have 2 good ones today, and let's get into it. I'm ready.
Okay. This one says, in the early 2000s, my cousin and I would create fake AOL usernames and troll people online. At the time, our very now out cousin was not out yet, but we found him in a Men for Men chat room, and we catfished him, and he told us all of his dirty, dark secrets living as a homosexual man. It's now been 23 years, and we've still kept the secret. Is it appropriate to tell him what we did?
Okay, so we're talking about the early O's then.
Yes.
What the fuck? No. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you, do not tell him. I don't know how old this cousin is, but I'm going to venture to guess, let's say hypothetically, if it's been 24 years, and I know M for M, it was a website that was a little more risque, where gay men could go to have more open conversations about sexuality. It was during that time where it was either that or Craigslist, right? Craigslist, that just wasn't for me. I was recently still kind of exploring my outness. It was a little too much for me. But iPhones were not a big thing yet. Grindr wasn't a thing. Gay men had you met at bars. This was still the classic place where you would meet people. And 23 years ago, we're talking 2001, 2002. I was not out. I'm talking, I was in high school. So if this person is on M for M, they're probably a little older than me. And so here's what I have to say about that. I don't think it was cool that you catfish, especially if you're a female. I have a problem with people going into someone else's safe space. If you are a female and that you and these other people, this group of individuals, I think that makes it even worse because you're going into a safe space. You're walking into a house that is not yours. And you are deciding to be a part of that environment. It's similar to where I feel about giant bachelorette parties going to gay bars and stuff. I have a problem with that too. These are safe spaces where people are trying to explore who they are. I would venture to guess that this young man was quite young at the time, trying to explore his sexuality, trying to explore his identity. And that is a very tumultuous journey for a lot of people. Now, I don't know where this person's located. I don't think, regardless if you were in a big city, more liberal environment, or even in a rural environment, which a lot of LGBTQ people are. I think it was inappropriate that you catfished him on that type of site. To answer the question, do not fucking tell him. He is going to look at you differently. It could ruin your relationship. I'm going to tell you right now, if you came to me and told me that, I would not talk to you for a very fucking long time, and you would owe me one hell of an apology. I'm not trying to be rude or disrespectful to you, but I'm letting you know I am hurt for this young man. I'm sure you were young, maybe immature, you didn't know what you were doing, but I'm asking you, out of respect for where he was at the time, do not tell him. Do not tell him. Please don't.
I completely agree. No, that was fucked up. And like, yeah, I get if you were like young and you guys were all teenagers and like, you knew what you were doing and you knew it was wrong. I know that you knew that was wrong at the time. And yeah, again, take it to the grave. Like, that is not going to help your relationship with your cousin one bit. It's not going to do him. Sometimes, like, the truth does not always need to come out. And sometimes if it's just going to hurt someone, just fucking keep it to yourself, dude.
Okay, I have one for you. Kind of curious about this. Is it wrong to hook up with your ex's best friend if they were the one that broke up with you first? Go.
So your ex's best friend. Okay, if your ex broke up with you, is it cool to hook up with their best friend? Oh, I mean, blanket statement, no. Are you doing it out of, like, blanket statement is a hard no for me. That's like, you just don't touch it, and I think it says more about you to not. Now, I'm going to take it from a girl's perspective. Like, even if this man fucked you over a million ways from one, like, it is not going to do you any good to sleep with his best friend because it's honestly just going to make you look bad. So I would say blanket statement, no. Hard no. Now, if this person is like someone that you've been like close with for a long time and you guys have a great connection, you think it could get married? Maybe. Like, if you think it could be your person, yeah. But if you're doing it just to hook up with them for the sake of it, no. Go dip your toes in a different pond. What about you?
So
what do you
for
think?
me, I think it's interesting and sort of funny. So I have a little bit of a story here. So where I am in my life now, no, I wouldn't, because I'm at the age now. We broke up. I cut it off. I don't need that in my life. I don't have a relationship with these people. I go be with God. Do your thing. However, when I was younger, I've been in this situation before. I dated this guy. It wasn't long. It was like 4 or 5 months. It wasn't this big, long 3, 4, 5 year relationship. You know, that could be something different. You could have a relationship with that friend, right? It wasn't this long relationship. At the time, he lived with his best friend. And where I lived in Washington, D.C., very small gay community. It's very cliquey. It's not a big city. So a lot of us, we knew each other. So it wasn't like I met this person through him. I already knew who his best friend was, and they happened to live together. I'd been over the house a couple times.
So you had a pre-standing friendship with the best friend separately
I wouldn't say friendship. I would say that we knew each other. We knew who each other were. We would say hi in passing at the bar or something like that.
Okay.
One afternoon, I did go over to his house and we did hook up. And in the middle of that afternoon, the guy that I had dated actually came home from work early. And the friend was like, oh my God, what do I do? Like, you can't be here. And they lived in this small, like, basement apartment. If you're familiar with DC, you know what that looks like. So he's freaking out. I had to crawl up and out of his small bedroom window, army crawl onto the ground. He threw my bags out of the window. I'm dragging my shit.
Were you dressed?
Rushing to, I mean, yeah, I'm not going outside butt ass naked. We're still behind a closed door. It wasn't like they shared a bedroom.
Okay.
So like I'm getting out of this house as fast as I can. And it was just, I have no idea what happened afterwards. Y'all, for the record, I was like young, mid-20s. This is 15-ish years ago. How old am I? Yeah, 15-ish years ago. So it's been some time, but been there. But now I don't think I would. It's just too much drama and I don't have time for it.
Yeah. I don't know. Blanket statement. I'd say maybe don't. Maybe just like go find another pool. Depends on, I guess, where you live. Like a lot of places are very incestuous, both in, homo and heterosexual neighborhoods.
It's playing with fire. I mean, do you? You love who you love. And if you got the tingles and the mingles, then do what you want to do. It's messy.
Only do it if you're going to get married. That's what I think. Like if you want that person forever.
I mean, that's kind of a jump, but yeah. Well,
I'm just saying, like, if you get married, then it makes up for it. Like, okay, then they were meant to be. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there you go. That's our opinion.
That's our opinion. That was a good one. I feel like we covered so much today.
We did. This was a good show. Episode 4. Appreciate you all for listening. It's been really great. Yeah.
You guys, next time, don't forget to like, subscribe, the whole list of shit. We'll see you next week.
Bye, you all. Thank you.
Bye.